Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash, Shalom to the elect that are scattered amongst the earth, to my brother Sharayad, who was leading, teaching, and guiding me personally, and amongst our brotherhood over here. Peace and many blessings to you brothers that I personally labor with, and out to all you true believers of the Israelite nation. So getting into it, we go kick it off here in the book of Haggai, chapter 1, and this is the 7th verse. And it reads, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways." So ultimately, this is a pretty simple message. It's a call for self-examination. Take the time to realize where you are in the current. And I want to read this in NLT as well. And it says, "This is what the Lord of Heaven's army says. Look at what's happening to you." And ultimately, what brought me to this scripture, and ultimately brought forth, the desire to do this video, was me meditating on the word prudent, which we'll just go into real quick. Ultimately, I want the Google definition, but I'm going to see what it says here in the blue letter. So we got Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 16. Let's just see what it says in the blue letter real quick. So prudent, the word here is irawam in the Hebrew. And, so shrewd's a good one. Sensible. It's really not too much, to the point that I'm looking to make here. And cautious is a good word as well, but we'll just get it in the Google. So we go into this word prudent in the Google.
Prudent.
It says acting with or showing care and thought for the future. So when meditating upon this word, and ultimately when prudent comes to mind, you think forward to the future, things that are to come, which is very important to know, to have knowledge of, to understand prophecy, especially dealing with the scriptures and times, knowing the times that you're in, being able to measure the times, being able to see what exactly is going on and what is ultimately to come. That's very important to know. But ultimately, when you really paying attention to this definition here, it says acting with. So it's something that you currently should be doing. You're acting currently with or showing care, right? In your now, showing care and thought for the future. So it's really talking about the actions that you're taking now, which is going to allow you to make it to the future, to see those goals and things that you know are coming, come past, and ultimately be able to maneuver through them, and last, when you're considering being prudent, you have to mind where you are currently. That's what you need to really be taking heed of. And a good synonym here under the word prudent is what? Wise, which goes into what? Wisdom. Wise, having or showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment. So you're showing these things again in the current. And you're using what? The knowledge and wisdom that you get through understanding the true doctrine of the scriptures. That's what's going to hold you down. That's going to be the stability of the times until these things that are to come in the future come to pass. So these are the things that you got to be paying attention to, what's going on, right now. Another good synonym here is what? Well judged. They go to the word shrewd, right? Shrewd says having or showing sharp powers of judgment, being astute. So all of these words simply allude to what your current estate is. So paying attention to your current estate is what's going to allow you to actually be prudent. What you're doing right now is going to allow you to make it to those things that are to come in the future. And ultimately what we are striving for is what? To enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know, that's what it's all about. So our current actions is what's going to allow us to receive that. So we'll come back to the Proverbs 12. But I do want to hop back to the Haggai chapter 1 and verse 7, which says, once again, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. You have to really consider your ways. You have to examine yourself today. You have to examine where you are. Because if you're not in a correct state, your chances of making it to the future are very low. If you're not paying attention to the now, and all you paying attention to are the things that are to come. Of course, these things are written to come and they're going to happen. But if your conduct isn't going to allow you to endure into those times, you're not going to see those days. You know, so that's why prudence is very important to take hold of, to be prudent, and to realize what that means ultimately, which is to be moving correctly in the now, because you are concerned with the future that is to come. So going back to Proverbs chapter 12 and 16, it reads, a fool's wrath is presently known, right? So the things that we see presently is ultimately what's going to label you either wise or fool, or a fool, or foolish. And that's why when you go into that word prudent, a synonym of it was what? Wise. And let's do this real quick. Proverbs chapter 8. We'll just hop there real quick. Proverbs chapter 8 and 12. It says, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence. So wisdom and prudence dwell hand in hand. It says, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. And that's through one being present, paying attention to the present, self-examination. You know, I'm gonna read this in the NLT, Proverbs 8 and 12 NLT. It says, I, wisdom, live together with good judgment. That good judgment is what's going to allow you to endure until the end. The knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability of your times. It says, I know where to discover knowledge and discernment. You know, and you understand the source. So you should understand that you should be moving according to thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Not leaning on your own understanding. Examining yourself according to thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Not leaning on your own mind. You know, not making it up as you go, but really truly having it. That's what true prudence is. So you can endure into the end, so you can be saved. Because that's who is going to be saved, those who endure. So hopping back, Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 16. It reads, a fool's wrath is presently known. It says, but a prudent man covereth shame. So one who is prudent is going to not be in foolish situations. Why? Because they're going to be examining themselves to make sure they're not. They're going to be considering their ways. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 8, it says, the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way. So the wisdom of one who is prudent is to understand his way. He understands what he's doing. He's actually considering his ways. Therefore, he can understand them by taking time to acknowledge, taking time to examine self, you know, and always actually looking forward to the future, knowing that what you do now is what's going to allow you to actually proceed into the future. and remain. So back to the book of Haggai chapter 1 and verse 7, we'll close out here. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways." So again, it's just very important to always be in the now. You don't want to be one who never, mind where you're currently at. Everything around you is corroded and destroyed, and you're not paying attention to that, and you are expecting to endure. That's not going to happen. The future, the things that are to come are, beautiful. We desire the kingdom. That's why we walk in, in that straight and narrow way, that path. But the now is what's going to lead you into the things that are to come, your actions now, your ways now. So you have to consider your ways. So I'm just going to say, Lord will, you are edified. Call her law, Yahweh, Wahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.